Bring in National Economic Council Director Kevin Hassett. You better be ready for everything. So, did you know that the state of the Iran war? They just told me that you need to tell us what's going on there. How about I'm going to cut you some slack, Kevin? Let's talk about oil in reference to what's been happening recently, because that is your purview. So we're under 70 again. So with what you're seeing, with what happened over the weekend and now the news today that again, it looks like the two sides want to keep this ceasefire. Is that a price for oil at 69 where we can expect it to stay here and not go lower at this point? Is that as good as it's going to get for months and months and months, do you think? Because a lot of people think that, Kevin.
No, I don't think so. So the way to think about it is that we've got pipelines in Saudi Arabia and UAE that before the war were operating really below capacity. And because the straits were closed, then they've come up with ways to operate closer to capacity. There's been a big drawdown in inventories globally. And so I think that basically once traffic is really moving, we go back to more than 100 ships a day, then you're going to see prices even come down from there because there's going to be so much oil pouring out. And so, in the meantime, right now we've got the memorandum of understanding. We've got, Vice President is on the case, and the President has said that we're going to have some more talks tomorrow. My view is that what's going to happen between now and the 60-day memorandum of understanding discussion is that they'll be testing the resolve of the President now and then. And nobody should ever try to test the resolve of Donald Trump. And there was a little bit of a test this week. And of course, he delivered, a pushback that has the back of the table. And the bottom line, the macro picture is that the straits are going to be open. Iran's not going to have a nuclear weapon. And the global oil market is going to be safer, and there's going to be more oil than you've ever seen before, and risk premia in the Middle East will go down because of the peace that President Trump has negotiated.
So for inflation, Kevin, the core number already doesn't include oil, so I don't know how much it helps there. That's been stubbornly high, although some people think that, eventually even the core is affected by, when oil prices or gasoline prices stay high for a while. But what do you think the actual underlying rate of inflation is right now, and how do you bring that down before the midterm?
The thing is that we've just had an oil shock, and when you have an oil shock, one thing we know is that top-line inflation moves way more than core, but the core does move a little bit. And one of the ways you could think about it is that you've got gas in a truck moving stuff to Walmart, and the gas is more expensive, so the stuff at Walmart has to be more expensive too, but not as much as gas is more expensive. And so there is a little bit of something going on in the core, but the history of monetary policy mistakes is that people see that top-line number and the blip in core when there's a temporary oil shock, and they overreact. And, my friend Kevin Warsh is very well aware of that history, and I know they got a lot of stuff to keep an eye on, but I think that this is a Fed, more than any I've ever seen, that is least likely to make such a mistake.
I don't want you to be surprised by that jobs number on Thursday. Were you aware? Did you guys know that Thursday?
Yeah, it's one of those rare Thursday jobs days because the 4th is Friday, I guess, or the 3rd is Friday. But yeah, so we're going to be briefing the president Wednesday night, and maybe I'll be on your show on Thursday talking about the jobs number. But all the signs that we're seeing, we get real-time indicators are that it's going to be another strong number like we saw last month.